engage in the practice. Or either the person is a military officer, police officer, is working, some people may even be medical doctor, somebody is an accountant, somebody is a human resource person, and he thinks that the money they are paying lawyer to do human resource work is to do work for them is too much. So let him also go and do so that he'll get the case. The case will come to him. that may not be the and some may be lecturers. You know, there are so many fields that people want to. Some people may want to be in the academia. They just want to be lawyers in the academia. Others may go into the public service, civil service, local government service. But we still have a lot to do. For me, all the district assemblies should not even have less than one lawyer. Because if you have two lawyers, if an issue comes, at least they will put their heads together. And because one person cannot meet himself. Yeah. So if he takes a wrong view, the whole institution can go into huge debt. But if there are at least two, so if the state itself is not ready to employ that much for the assemblies, so they have a lot of cases. They make a lot of mistakes and what have you. There are tender entity committees, and then you have to. The Attorney General office is also under staff. You know, at a point we had about 6, but at the moment we only have 3. You know, office only 3. So you can imagine the number of murder cases that I'm talking about. So they are always struggling. So there's a need for us to get more. Unfortunately, we have the Attorney General coming from this region and the MP. Even their office is not fit for purpose, and I'm sure in my discussion with him, he's making an effort to get a better place for them. Because they need an office to be built for the Attorney General. At the moment, they are pitching at Lands Commission building, which is some small corner somewhere, which is not the best. And of course, in doing so, they are also inconveniencing Lands Commission. So Attorney General wants to, in our discussion, he would get a place for them. For the population is growing, crimes are found now, so there's a need for expansion to meet the number. Otherwise, the few are stressed. People don't want to come up. And if they come up and the cases are so many, they don't have, the offices are not fit for purpose. Then the court too, another problem. Then they will come and very soon run away. Yeah, but we must commend a few of them who came. They were young lawyers who came and did well. As a matter of fact, the state attorney now, the head, said that she got attracted here when she came for the bar conference in 2021. And she saw some young ladies, Priscilla, JC, and Priscilla Latte. There were 2 Priscillas who were here. Young women are here, then let him also come. So she actually requested to be transferred here. And she's been very phenomenal. Yeah, because of the conference that we held in 2021. But for her, maybe no senior would have come. So we need to better their condition. So you can see that the state itself needs so many lawyers. Lands Commission has a lawyer. Shraj has about 2. Legal aid. Legal aid is only 1.
Legal aid?
Yeah.
In Boka?
Yes.
For the whole region?
Yes.
1 lawyer?
Yeah.
That's serious.
Because Adazabra has gone on retirement. It's only Lawal, and Lawal is combining Upper East and Northern region.
Wow.
So it's not easy.
So how will the less privileged...
We can describe this as a...
Yeah, so we virtually don't have legal aid. So that is where the state has to pay well. And the lawyers will come and assist. I shouldn't lose a case because I'm poor. I should I should lose a case because my facts and the law are not the same, and not because I don't listen. And that is it. And try as we also do to help. We are not able to do much. Because ideally, when I do a legal aid case, they should be able to pay me a percentage. They look at the Ghana Bar Association scale of fees. They may decide to pay me a quarter of it, which or even half of it, and then we take it like that. But so the judge can assign a case to you. For instance, in a murder case, how do you expect somebody to defend himself, even to cross-examine? So the judges can assign, oh, you do this case, do this case. They are supposed to be doing that.
Then that means the Legal Education Reform Act is a good thing. At least it will give access to so many people.
No, but the access, I mean, that's why it's the point really I'm making is that people, the point, I've made the point earlier that we needed to dissect it with the GBA. You understand? Because people have been in the system for long. You can't reinvent the wheel. So, for instance, that is how come the law school moved from one campus. We now had Kumasi and even Accra, other campuses. We could have had a campus in Tamale. You get the point. Then so the idea of the accessibility is something that people were complaining. But that's why we are saying that you need to subject this to critical thinking. What is the ratio of those you are picking? Those who actually will practice the law and those who are not practicing. So if you end up, people will come out. 1,000 people are called to the bar, but you ultimately get, less than 200 practicing. What have you done? And so it has to be looked at in that larger context. Okay. And so there was a need for a broader consultation. You understand? But it is also wrong for people to think that the fact that a lot of people are taking in does not mean that a lot of people will pass. The exams is not going to be less difficult than, because what is happening is that if they allow, for instance, University of Applied Sciences in Nabrongo to take students, they have to pass the internal exams before they will now go to the national. So there will be 2 sets of exams that you are writing. You get it? Right. So after the LLB, so for instance, UDS in Tamale is doing LLB. So if they apply and get the license, then the students would transit to do the bar. So they'll do all the courses. They have to write and pass
internally
before
the bar
exam, which is so now if somebody is teaching you in certain exams and you are not passing, now you are going to have somebody who you have never seen. You don't even, because sometimes the way the lecturer is speaking, you can tell that this question will come. This question, because of the way they stress and what have you. So even with that, you are not passing. And they say, listen, so how much more somebody that you haven't seen and you don't even know how this is. So we must also emphasize the fact that this impression that the new system will ensure that it will be free flow for everybody may even turn out less than it used to. So it's not like the standard is going to be the same. But the other concern is that the government is going to control the organization, and it is not good to leave education in the hands of the government. That is one of the concerns. But if you look at the board, those who make up the board, Attorney General, look at the work that Attorney General has. Then you are the chairman of the board. It's not going to be easy. And so people have that concern, which is genuine. So if we had debated it, then we'll look at it. You get the point? We have to debate it. We have to look at it. The association, even though there are rival associations that are also coming up. I mean, in a democracy, there's freedom of association. However, the impression should not be created that the Ghana Bar Association is anti-expansion. But of course, being a conservative organization, you want to tread cautious.
But lawyer, won't you agree with people who may want to make that argument? Because for over the years, if they were to expand, we would have had not just in Accra and Kumasi, they have expanded to cover other parts of the country.
But that is where we are heading to. Even Accra, apart from Mumakola,
yes,
Gimpa, now we have UPSC. So Accra could have, but like Tamale too,
Yes.
have gotten a campus to cater for this, and even Western and Central can also, just like the way the Court of Appeals have set up. You see that we used to have only one Court of Appeal, so it was inevitable that it was going that direction. So you see that we had Court of Appeal only in Accra, law school only in Accra. When Court of Appeal moved to Kumasi, then
Law school.
there's a law school there. So some of the judges who are Court of Appeal judges can be lecturers. You understand? Then you have most of the lecturers are also Court of Appeal judges who are academics and what have you. So you see the personnel to teach is also an issue. You get it? And people have been in the system for long, so you need that kind of experience to teach. And so if you expand and you cannot get the people there, what happens? So Tamale, for instance, has a Court of Appeal. So we need to find a way of having them, Kumasi, for a long time, Kumasi Court of Appeal, they had to come from Accra. But subsequently, structure was built there and the judges are now permanently resident there. So if you come here and then Tamale also gets residents, then it also moves in that direction. So even for practical purposes, students can go to Court of Appeal. When we're at the law school, because we're just around the Supreme Court building, sometimes when you are free, you go and listen to this. So you see that certain things must take place before certain things happen. But of course, admittedly, it was a bit slow. And so, yes, this has come. It's early days yet. We can't talk much.
Right.
But the point really is that we also need a quality, even though the numbers are increasing. But as I indicated, we need to actually know those that we are admitting. Are there people who are coming back to practice? Or they will go back to their work. Yeah, go back to their work. And then you continue to have the same problem. So that is why maybe a lot of people from the Upper East region were called to the bar, but we haven't seen a single one coming because maybe he's already engaged in a work somewhere. Before he can leave that work, he has to build a clientele base. Then he can now say goodbye to the work that he was doing. Because he has to come, the pressure. Oh, he's now a lawyer, so everybody thinks that he can solve their problem. So he has to be there. So that these are some of the issues that we have to look at because you cannot just room. They say room was not built in a day.
Yeah.
And when you come out for they say 6 months privilege. In other words, you cannot even go and say that you are the one doing this case. Sometimes if you go, you are now, I have instructed you as a senior lawyer, so you go and say that you are holding my brief in the other court, the lower courts and the high court. You go and say you are holding my brief. So that it means that I've given you, no, apart from the permission, being a senior lawyer, I've told you the nuances involved in the case.
What you should do.
So that through doing those representation, you also become efficient. So like a trade kind of system. So you also learn from it.
Right. If you're just joining us, we're having interaction with lawyer Anthony Namo. He is the president of the Ghana Bar Association in the Upper East region. We're doing a lot of law talk this morning, and he doubles as the regional chairman for the NPP. And we've done a lot of work associated with conversation associated with his role as the president of the GBA. Now, I want to delve into a little bit of politics, lawyer. And the NPP, for some time now, have been crying foul on the suppression on the freedom of expression and the freedom of speech. And quite recently, just about 2 or 3 days ago, we had the minority leader in parliament taking a swipe at a certain judge. What do you make of these outbursts from the New Patriotic Party?
This one day, I don't know how I've come as a GBA person, and then even though the personality is the same, this transition, I don't want to use the platform or the bar so you'll be combining, and it will not look well on me, or you don't see the point I'm making. The bar is non-partisan.
the
But
bar
of
is not
course,
partisan.
Yes. As I indicated, me, I've been an articulate member of the bar long before I became
a politician,
and a chairman of a party.
Right.
But if I come at the back of the bar and then you listen, then
all right.
you see the kind of people try to say that.
I agree with you. I agree with you too.
So then let's
Even
go
though
in this direction.
so that's how come once minority leader has spoken, who am I? Are you expecting me to contradict him or this? And you know, the bar association made a comment, and of course we would always want to say that as lawyers, you know, language is our tools, and so you know the bar association view is that you should deploy your words because you are capable of using better words. So that's why the bar association, the PRO came in. And you could carry your message without any language that people may not appreciate it. But you must also understand that even in England, where we borrowed, sometimes judges are not. I remember somebody wrote about the judge that the judge he didn't know law. And he was promoted to Court of Appeal. He didn't know law. He didn't know law, but because he was sandwiched by two capable judges, he didn't succeed in doing damage to the English law. You understand? So this is a very harsh criticism of a judge. And that, but you know, in the Court of Appeal, you are three. So they said that well, they are not worried because he will not succeed in doing damage to the English law because he's sandwiched by two competent judges. And sometimes somebody will say that a judge, he doesn't have a grain of judicial sense in his head. You know, sometimes even where we borrowed it from, language can be very hard on listening. But
so lawyer, thanks for that. We wouldn't move
so that one, if I come and
another time
so now let's look at the act that forgive me if I'm not able to mention the act because of my but the act that has to do with free speech. How do you assess it as a president of the bar association?
You know, when you say there's free speech, you know, we used to have what called the criminal libel law. Also the criminal libel law, and also we have civil law of defamation. So if somebody has defamed you, you can go to court for redress for damages. But of course, the question about judges is that can a judge go to court when somebody are you getting that point? Because just like a judge enjoys judicial immunity. Parliamentary immunity. If I say something in Parliament, you can't scan and send me to court because you understand. So the same thing as the judges also have immunity, and so for us as this, we have civil law. With the civil law is that somebody has spoken so badly against me, I can take an action in defamation against him, explain why he has damaged me, and depending on my reputation. Then it will depend. My reputation would show the amount of money the court will award against the person in your favor. If you are able to prove that the person has defamed you and that the person was not, there's no exception like privilege. You know, there are defenses to privilege. You are a radio station. You are entitled to educate the people. So in the course of educating people, if you accept something, it's privilege. You cannot, nobody can. You understand? And then, of course, you can also decide not to disclose your source as a journalist. So if you make a point and somebody is not happy about it. So what the point really is that even government officials, if somebody defames you, you have to go to court. Those days, you could actually send somebody for criminal libel. So because of that, in 2000, when Kufuor came, it was taken out. And so because it was taken out, this provision, so even there are some provisions like causing conduct conducive to breach of peace, or you are causing fear and panic. These provisions are still there. And it is as though we still have them. So the interpretation of something is going to cause fear and panic. Are you getting the point? how do we determine that something will cause fear and panic? That is the difficulties that we have. And that is why we need a very good interpretation of that provision, so that all law enforcement agencies will be guided on what is it that we can take somebody on causing fear and panic. You get the point? Yeah. Oh, somebody shot, there's fire, there's going to be fire, there's an outbreak, and people run helter-skelter. Somebody may even fall, break the leg, and what have you. Is it causing fear and panic? Is it that the person was mistaken in his view that there's going to be fire? So, and this freedom of speech issue that we are all talking about, what limit do I have in what I say against somebody? So the view is that if you say something against somebody and the person is not happy, you should transcribe it. And in the law of defamation, you must quote whatever the person said verbatim. And you must, what is the of course, when you quote it, you must explain why it is defamatory, because you cannot just quote it and leave it like that. You must say it is, if in their ordinary meaning, they are taken to mean this, and therefore it injures you in this manner. And so, because we have a civil remedy, that's why people believe that let's rather resort to civil remedy. Let's not use the police to arrest, because you are more or less like criminalizing free speech. That we are in a democratic system. It is, once you decide to be in the public service, you should be ready to receive all manner of blows.
So what I understand is that if, for instance, I say something against you, you should take me, not the police.
No. Yeah, I should take you. I will go to court. I'll file a writ, depending on the amount I want. I'll go to the High Court, assuming I'm claiming about 2 million Ghana. I'll go to High Court. They will serve you. You also enter what we call appearance. You get your lawyer to file your defense, and then the court will now go into the matter to determine whether you were defamatory, whatever words that you uttered, was it defamatory of him? And if it is, then they order you to retract it through the medium that you did, and also pay damages of this. You get the point? Yeah. So in that case, you are paid money. You have been made poorer by the awards that the person has gotten, and not to resort to the police and all this. So that is a view that some people...
Yes, recently we have seen some of the cases where the police go to arrest people and said, he has said these things against B. And how do we describe those actions? Does it align with this act that we are talking about?
No,
or is it
that's what I'm saying. You know, like the defamation, like you are looking at act. You know, in Ghana, in some other jurisdiction, we have Defamation Act.
Okay.
But defamation is part of the what we call a common law. You know, common law is a law that was passed down to us like the English system. And even we have even in our customary law, you have somebody has defamed you. Customary law is there. They can even take you to the chief palace. That you said I'm a witch, and they may fine you. They may ask you to kill a ram. You understand? Even at customary law, those things existed, and so as part of our received law, the law of defamation is part of this, and to guide society so that people will guide their mouths. You don't say anything so bad against somebody. If you do that, the person comes to court and is able to prove that you have defamed him or her, you pay such damages, and you are also asked to retract your statement, either through the newspaper's publication, if you did a publication, or come to the FM station. They will give you a number of times that you attract you listen. So that's what I'm saying. It's part of the laws of Ghana. That like you can go to fight for your land, or you have entered the contract and somebody has breached. So it is that the law of tort, you know, that is injury to the person. So injury to reputation, what I call defamation. So libel, we have slander. Then we have libel. And these are all what we call defamation cases. And it's all about injury to somebody's reputation. That's the angle in which some people think that if somebody has said something against a public officer, there is equality before the law. So if IGP has been insulted, IGP should not say that because he is the head of the police, he can just commandeer the police. IGP can go to court and get damages paid. He may take the money and say that, oh, he will and give it to Maladi Children's Home. He's not going to use it. It's not to.
Could it also be that the public officers, based on their positions, are protected by the state? So the state take actions in that regard to kind of keep their image from being defamed in terms of the manner in which the police go to arrest on behalf of a public officer?
Yeah, that is a point that in a democratic setting, where we say there's rule of law, equality, everything. Even, we say equality. Equality exists, but of course, there are always exceptions. Exception in the sense of diplomatic, we have diplomatic immunities that people enjoy and other things. So the view is that even the military commander, if they defame him, he should also go to court. Because first of all, we are all under the civil jurisdiction. In the military, they have what we call the court martial or this. In the police too, they have their service inquiry kind of thing. But where a civilian insults an officer, you can go to court against him.
Okay.
You get a point. So that's all about it. It is just a reflection of the philosophical or jurisprudential understanding that we are all equal before the law. So if somebody injures my reputation, because I'm not a public officer, I cannot cause an arrest. And somebody is a public officer. So the tendency to abuse is always there. And so the view is that we are all equal. Once we are all equal, why is it that I will go to court? You have to go through a number of years. And you may go to court and the person will apologize. Sometimes you even write a letter before you proceed. And I'm sure in some situation you've seen people saying that, oh, I got my facts wrong, I apologize, and the matter ends there. That's the kind of thing that we also even have the media commission, because especially the media houses. The person can also go to the media commission and lodge a complaint. And if you are a media person and they are inviting you every day to your kind of regulatory body, and they tell you that what you did was wrong, you will also not be a happy person. Your reputation also will be at stake. So that is how come we have these kind of bodies. The Journalists Association must also have this. So just like lawyers, we also have disciplinary committee. Ghana Bar Association have disciplinary committee, even though we have general legal counsel. So if a lawyer misbehaves, quote and unquote, you can report it to us. We have a disciplinary committee to look at it. And then we also have a general legal counsel. That is, if you are not able to solve it, the general legal counsel will come. So every body organization has a regulatory mechanism to do it. But the point we are making is that criminal libel is something that, and that provision, section 208, I think we have to really look at it or define the parameters under which somebody can charge. Otherwise, the way it is too unwieldy, is too broad that somebody will just sit in his office and say that you are causing fear and panic, and therefore.
Now, let's end with civil matters, not in the legal aspect, but we are a citizen of the region. How do we position ourselves to get what we want as people in the region, especially if you look at where we stand as the developmental gap? How do we all collectively come together and position ourselves in which manner so that we'll be able to put our hands together to forge for the development we want? I'm talking to you because you are one of the leading figures in the region.
There's a general view that Upper West has gone far ahead of us.
Isn't a fact?
Even though there's a general view, even though we granted them independence, quote
Yes.
and unquote.
Yes.
It was in the, I mean, Champon had started the process and it was consummated during the PNDC era. And I think when it comes to development, the also view is that Upper West, irrespective of political decision, they are very solid. They are together. Once it's coming to us, the region, the same cannot be said of us. Whatever it is, we need to work hard on it. And I can say that there was a time I had to go with all my 17 executives to the presidency to push for the Boko. You know, there was no funding for the project. The MPP came. And fortunately, when we did that, they got funding from Canada and the UK. And of course, almost 80% or 70% of 80% of the road has been done, even though I think that by now the linkage. Now you are also looking at the Palgo Bridge too. It's very weak.
Yeah, very weak.
It's very weak.
Yeah.
Only God knows what will happen. But you've seen that if you go to Bupe, you've seen that they are doing a new bridge. Have you passed there of late?
Yeah, Bupe, no, it's been a while.
Yeah, they are doing a new bridge.
An alternative
Yes,
route.
the other side.
Yeah, they are on the just alongside it.
Yes. But the old bridge is still,
It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which means that because those bridges that we have reached their end user line.
Yeah.
And so as a region, we need to have that thinking that, look, this is our home. And if that bridge collapses, only God knows where we can pass to go to offer us. So it's important that we put our shoulders to the wheel on developmental issues. But it does appear that it's not our priority. So we need to still go out to engage.
People say that the Upper East have very big figures in terms of personalities, very influential positions. Is it that we don't leverage on the position as a unified body?
Well, but me, as I told you, it would be nice that in another capacity, so that I can have more.
But lawyer, finally, before you leave us, what's your vision for the GBA in this year going forward? What is your greatest expectation?
Yeah, our greatest expectation is to see to it that courts are renovated. Our greatest is to see to it that justice is accessible. So we are saying that at least even Bawku Central cannot be open. Zebila is very, very peaceful. Zebila can be open. We are looking for judges sooner than later. And of course, the structures, as I told you, something that is very, very disconcerting. And when you are going to court, there's no excitement. Even if you don't take time, with some of us, our sides, you may even say that in the chair will work. So we have been launching something we call one lawyer, one chair. And then I managed to provide some 10 chairs.
For 10 lawyers.
But that's just for one court.
One court.
So, but we need a lot of chairs. So if the generality of the population also think that they can give us chairs for the court, so kind of welcome. And the supervising high court judge, somebody who is not from the region, but somebody who is working so hard to better the laws. There was a time he had to even carry some chairs in the Nabrungo court because all the chairs got broken and litigants could not even get a place to sit. So that tells you.
Is the situation that bad?
Yeah. So you can imagine. So we had to get a truck to quote and unquote steal 2 chairs from the High Court one. In other words, he has reduced the sitting capacity.
High Court.
And then just to ensure that the place there's a minimum.
Lawyer, we are very grateful for your time. We know you are a busy man, and we wouldn't want to keep you here for long. But I believe the conversation has been spirited. But lawyer says that for some of the questions today, he may not be able to speak to them because he is not here in the capacity of the other self. So when next we bring him in the capacity of the other self, then he can speak articulately on those particular issues. But our guest has been Lawyer Anthony Namo. He is the president of the Ghana Bar Association here in the Upper East region. From years,
Just few ones. This one says, yeah. It says, Apobona Fatao says, when you got closer to him, you will like him.
I think there was an earlier post about.
He said a great explanation of the freedom of speech expression. The security should never get involved with such cases. My original chair is really a good lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
And several other messages are there. But we just want to thank lawyer Anthony Namu for making time off his busy schedules to join us this morning. And we will continue the discussion subsequently here and then further other conversations. We'll be back to continue discussion here in studio. Please stay.
Yeah. God, thank you for sunshine.
The A1 Radio Aquabox International Tea Day celebration is here again. The 4th edition is proudly powered by your favorite radio station, A1 Radio 101.1 MHz. This year's theme is Fostering Growth and Inclusion. The day is marked by bringing people together to discuss socio-economic, political, and cultural issues as we enjoy tea and other beverages. Join us on Saturday, 23rd May 2026 from 8 o'clock a.m. to 6 p.m. at A1 Radio's premises as we mark the day by discussing growth and inclusion of all persons from various social backgrounds and status. Come, let's socialize, promote our businesses and brands, and network as we promote growth and inclusion. There will be free health screening by Amia Hospital. There will also be interesting competitions in Be or Owari, Ludu, cars, bottle flip, draft, chess, and more. A reputable nutritionist will be there to educate patrons on nutrition and how to stay healthy. The 2026 edition of A1 Radio Aquabox International Tea Day celebrations is in partnership with Aquabox and sponsored by Amia Hospital and Cackstone Records. Come join us as we drink tea and talk about growth and inclusiveness all day. For sponsorship and brand participation, call 0244 199 549.
Thank you for thank you for time. Thank you for playing on this beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Are you planning a special event and want it to be unforgettable? Look no further. Senop Catering and Training Center is here to serve you better. We provide top quality catering services for birthday parties, weddings, funerals, corporate events, and that's not all. Want to learn a skill to start your own business? Join our professional training sessions in pastry making, cake decoration, floral design, balloon decoration. At Senop Catering and Training Center, we turn your passion into perfection. Call or WhatsApp us today on 0243-569-729. Visit us at Borgal Swing beside Blue Skies Hotel Annex. Senop Catering and Training Center. Excellence in taste, perfection in training.
Every mosquito that you run away.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house, oh.
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic Verse. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It was you, my lawyer in the courtroom.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are once again welcome to Fruitful Ventures. For an amazing shopping experience, come to Fruitful Ventures for all that you need. We have in stock all kinds of cooking oils, such as pure sunflower oil, Borges extra virgin oil, Spanish olive oil. For canned foods, we have Zwan cooked ham, Starkey's tuna, and corned beef. For foreign and local bathing gel, like Arauta smoothing bath gel, Bravia, Amalfi, and Anaconda. When it comes to rice, we have African King, Odo, Platinum Rice, Valentina Rice, and more. Smell good with our quality deodorants, body sprays, and perfumes. We also have tea products, canned drinks, glass cleaners, pink salt, sliced mushrooms, spices of all kinds, and all types of cornflakes, and many other products. To make your home a beautiful one, visit Fruitful Ventures and you will be glad you did. Locate us opposite the Royal Hotel along the Bolga Tamale Road or call us on 0244 748 925 and 0543 963 333. Fruitful Ventures, your home of amazing shopping experience.
Who has changed my story? Who has given me a song? Turned my morning into dancing.
Charlie, I'm nice. I get some serious meeting. Allah, motion. But Charlie, no credit today. Oh, but you relax. More day.
Hey, what funny.
Yes, so I borrow small, sort myself out, I pay back. We move. Spot day. Ah, Charlie, you sure say you they pay back? Yes, so that anytime somebody else they need them, more day. Be like I for can't borrow some. Hey, you this boy. Don't go there and disgrace yourself. Allah, motion.
Responsible borrowing with the real Flexo for today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. Borrow, sort them, pay back. No more day.
Are you planning to build a house or any structure and you are looking for an affordable cement to buy? I recommend Savannah Diamond Cement for all your cement works. Savannah Diamond Cement is of high quality, gives good results after use, and yet it is affordable across Ghana. Works done with Savannah Diamond Cement are able to stand all weather conditions for many years. Savannah Diamond Cement is a proud Ghanaian product from the Savannah Diamond Company Limited at Bupe in the Savannah region. Savannah Diamond Cement can be found in all cement shops in Ghana. Just ask for Savannah Diamond. For bulk purchases, contact a nearby distributor in your community or district. You can also call Savannah Diamond Cement at Bupe on 0202 021 175 or 0501 556 838. Go for Savannah Diamond Cement for quality results.
Welcome to Reigning Shopping Mall, your ultimate shopping paradise where you'll find something for everyone. Imagine a place where shopping and dining come together in one amazing destination where comfort, affordability, and security is assured. At Reigning Shopping Mall, we have in stock all kinds of shoes and clothes for both kids and adults, ladies' bags, wallets, cooking utensils, wall clocks and frames, toys, and many more, all on the first floor of the building. Not forgetting our amazing coffee shop which serves you the best coffee and tea. From international cuisine to local favorites, our food court has it all. Take a break and indulge in a culinary adventure from our kitchen. Are you tired of the same old grocery routine? Look no further than Reigning Shopping Mall. With a wide selection of fresh produce, meats, dairy products, drinks, and cosmetic products, we've got everything you need. We are committed to providing the best shopping experience. Visit us today and enjoy great convenience and quality. You can locate us on the Commercial Street, directly opposite Post Office in Bolgatanga. For more information, you can call us on 0244 725 928 or 0244 757 897. Reigning Shopping Mall, your go-to destination for all your essentials.
Auntie T, abeg, fix me go betete Ghana. No garri, no oil, no plantain, just beans and eggs.
Hey, bruh, that be dangerous combination, no.
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we dey bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you dey want am. Dial *530# then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Hi, I am Mr. Strong, and it worries me a lot whenever I hear people complaining of basic ailments that can easily be treated or managed. Now let me ask you this. Were you told to stop eating your favorite food because you are growing too fat? Are you having chest pains, waist pains, or back pains? Finding it difficult to breathe, or curious to know the welfare of your heart and kidneys? Suffering from prolonged and repeated menstrual pains? Being called names because you can bear children? Well, your days of agony are over. The best place for you is Nida Homeopathic Clinic. Nida Homeopathic Clinic has 8 years track record of excellent homeopathic treatments. They have sophisticated machines that are used to detect both internal and external diseases. They also have a well-equipped laboratory for medical diagnosis. The facility also has very serene males and females recovery wards. Nida Homeopathic Clinic is the best place for you. Look at them here in Bogotanga at Bukere near Abilba number 2 JHS. They work from Monday to Saturday between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit Nida Homeopathic Clinic today for your medical solutions. Call 0243-429-302 and 0206-663-970. Nida Homeopathic Clinic, home of quality healthcare.
Hey Ben, have you heard about Amazing Grace Bakery?
Amazing Grace Bakery? No, what is so special about it?
Oh, you are missing out. They are famous for their millet bread. It's soft, flavorful, and absolutely unique. You won't find anything like it anywhere else.
Millet bread? That sounds so interesting. Do they have other varieties too?
You bet. From butter bread to chocolate bread and even marble bread, they've got something for every taste. And let's not forget their sugar bread, tea bread, and honey bread.
This sounds amazing. Are they big on quality?
Absolutely. Every loaf is baked fresh under hygienic conditions with top quality ingredients like wheat flour, margarine, sugar, nutmeg, and a touch of flavor.
What about healthy options? I'm trying to eat better these days.
They've got you covered. Their soy bread and whole wheat bread are perfect for health-conscious folks like you.
I need to check this place out. Where are they located?
They are the Smith Flats Block 35A in Bonga. You can call them on 055-0955-697 or 0244-845378.
I am heading there now. I've got to try that famous millet bread.
You should. Amazing Grace Bakery, where every loaf meets your satisfaction and more. Amazing Grace Bakery, our God reigns.
This advert is FDA approved.
Your love is heaven, so I will let the whole world know. In the kitchen, now you are the fire. Now you are strong, you are blessed, you are ready to be blessed. But you did it up, let's you talk about. Thank you.
Improve your gum and oral health with the new Nesta mouthwash from Ernest Chemists Limited. Nesta mouthwash comes in original and fresh mint for the treatment of bleeding or irritated gums, mouth ulcers, maintenance of oral hygiene, prevention of bad breath and plaque. Nesta mouthwash, great oral hygiene, long-lasting freshness. Available in pharmacies nationwide. Manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited.
Run it, Cabo!
I love the smell of aroma from delicious meals, and that's why I always eat at the latest eating joint in town. Controller Canteen is the name. At Controller Canteen, they serve plain rice, kenke, jollof rice, banku with tilapia, fried plantain with beans, chiffon pepper soup, and rice balls. They serve breakfast. They also provide food and beverage orders for weddings, funerals, meetings, and workshops, and all other occasions. They work during weekdays and Sundays and are located at the ground floor of Controller and Accountant General Department Block. Controller Canteen, home of delicious meals.
Oh, Atiyama, my phone lucky mo. Get my book King's call I intimate.
I'm going to call. Phone don't charge about sons now. I was in a man. Abba.
Ge wa England wani. Man phone wa bat rapun katar panga.
Be ma Technospark 50 wa. Zambuli kat mazan charge. Be he abatri lekin tarala panga.
60% la England wani.
Yem be he 6,700 AMH. Tin charging ya teni dar blika ka patalata dar zanyore. Deta kenko anakankange ge anabala. Ina dele fimbala. Bahatin palo yel kere kalamenga. La dala no. Akol ko da ping Maspark 50 la. Taking ka bangla ansi. A ping nake.
Yaba. Lo ke to rar sokulla. Lo ma be ya. So la risi za wa be za yon ruwa ngo ba ke to bange ligla risi. La handa na sinto yo te bat la pa hona. Barano hun le to orme. To ba ke la pa hona. So la risi po ya.
Oh, pompanga. Pasnya loro wa pa ke to kor zwana ko. Sukun la nanga wona yala.
Phone wo ko tala yel kir kay mat bayite AI noise cancellation. Mako torwa ayihere vo la sa wa me te sala ka kin elbi. Hale moto la ya ko tinte ko bo office bo bala ke to online la.
Ma, ko to yo program la be. La ko narme to ma da stock 50. Zinano.
Kubot la phone saka battery ntara panga diga kira sparking kubot la phone saka ntare nasara yel kiriga saka tabayiti AI la ko bagete huye to no ko yera kase get da ka bona billa sparking kubot la phone saka unko nara hotun saka to tonala sparking Technospark 50 ko tara battery panga get la pa 6,700 mAh Ntari yel kirka sakata bayiti AI noise cancellation. Get uzan tora usambor vol po get tora la yera kase phone kanawa tigana nerba za wa bidana korala Technospark 50 yambo Techno kogo zi za wa tigana wapo
we laya and ya what on me gele chile me to one go to madani yeah God, thank you for sunshine.
The A1 Radio Aquabox International Tea Day celebration is here again. The 4th edition is proudly powered by your favorite radio station, A1 Radio 101.1 MHz. This year's theme is Fostering Growth and Inclusion. The day is marked by bringing people together to discuss socio-economic, political, and cultural issues as we enjoy tea and other beverages. Join us on Saturday, 23rd May 2026 from 8 o'clock a.m. to 6 p.m. at A1 Radio's premises as we mark the day by discussing growth and inclusion of all persons from various social backgrounds and status. Come, let's socialize, promote our businesses and brand, and network as we promote growth and inclusion. There will be free health screening by Amia Hospital. There will also be interesting competitions in Be or Owari, Ludu, cars, bottle flip, draft, chess, and more. A reputable nutritionist will be there to educate patrons on nutrition and how to stay healthy. The 2026 edition of A1 Radio Aquabox International Tea Day celebrations is in partnership with Aquabox and sponsored by Amia Hospital and Caxstone Records. Come join us as we drink tea and talk about growth and inclusiveness all day. For sponsorship and brand participation, call 0244 199 549.
Thank you for thank you for time. Thank you for paying. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
Welcome back. We apologize for that long break we had, but we are back to have this conversation. And recently, government has made an announcement in line with the return, going to evacuate some Ghanaian residents in South Africa in relation to the xenophobic attacks. So as part of government's effort to ensure that Ghanaians are safe, Ghanaians in South Africa are safe, there's been a public notice from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and authorities outlining an intention to evacuate Ghanaians from South Africa. According to the ministry, when they bring these people in, there's going to be a welcome home financial package as part of government's immediate relief efforts. We want to speak about this particular relief effort from government, and then to also peruse this to know how this is going to really help these Ghanaian nationals who are in South Africa returning home to efficiently integrate into the Ghanaian system. Joining me is Andrew Atariwine from the Point of International Relations. We want to look at this particular subject. Andrew, thank you so much for making time to speak to us.
The pleasure is mine, Gerard, and thank you for having me.
Great. I know you may have come across this news outlet item from government outlining its strategy to receive to evacuate Ghanaians who are involved in who are in the crossroad of these xenophobic attacks, and then the welcome package. What do you make of this decision by government?
Well, I think that there are two things you can look at here. The approach is good in the sense that you want to demonstrate that you are a responsible government that is seeking to come to the aid of your people that are in harm's way. And so from the public diplomacy point of view, it makes a very colorful statecraft for the country. If you look at the concern, the second aspect of the concern that I have is whether we have failed diplomatically, because Ghana is not just any other country in the continent. Ghana is one of the prominent country that is respected around the world, especially in Africa. And we know that, yes, we have seen only one Ghanaian, I don't know, but people can correct me. We have seen only one Ghanaian that was attacked. He wasn't actually physically beaten. It was just that he was harassed, and we saw all the videos. A Ghanaian invited him, handed over some 200,000 for him and all of that.
Yes.
That we also saw the ministry's effort trying to do this diplomatically. Right. Is it the case now that we have failed in diplomacy? Because we have serious bilateral relations with South Africa. And through that bilateral relations, the economic benefit, the economic diplomacy that exists between South Africa and Nigeria, as a matter of fact, South Africa is the biggest winner in this case. So any attempt to say that we have collapsed every effort at solving this diplomatically, I'm wondering, and are we going to reciprocate? Because in diplomatic engagement, any action a state takes, sometimes in things like this, you find the other state reciprocating. So if you call your ambassadors, we'll call our ambassadors. You sack our ambassadors, we'll sack your ambassadors. Those things.
I think we saw
a tariff. We also issue a tariff. You saw that China and the US. So in this case, what are we going to do if we have lost?
I think we had a similar issue with Israel some time ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So for me, it is a good thing. The public image, we call it statecraft. The statecraft, putting the image of how central the citizenry of Ghana is important to their government is good. Everybody around the world will say, oh, that's a good one. See what Ghana has done. That's a good one. But you have to understand, you are bringing these 300 people into an economy that is already having issues with job creation. Professional, skilled people still do not have jobs. Teachers do not have jobs. Nurses do not have jobs. Veterinary, trained students do not have jobs. You are bringing these people for the informal sector, those who do not have any academic training and all of that. For them, they are just numerous. So if you are bringing these people and you are already giving them a preferential treatment, kind of, what are you telling the people that are here? Then they should go to Togo and also cry that, oh, we are stranded, come and carry us. So that will that not be an avenue for which we are able to redeem ourselves? So for me, I think that while it's a good thing, it is a demonstration of the government's failure or the ministry's failure in diplomatic engagement, so that every Ghanaian that is there legally, every Ghanaian that's there legally is absolved from this situation, is protected from this situation. If you can negotiate to the extent that they can carry their Ghana card or their Ghana identity for the fact that they are there legally. Number two, anybody that is in that country illegally, while we are responsible for the person to protect the person and bring the person back to this country, we owe that person no dime because we didn't ask you to go and commit a crime. You cannot go and commit a crime and expect that when we bring you back, after paying your flight tickets and food and all of that, we still spend money, taxpayer money on you when you are going to commit a crime. It's equal to going to steal. It's equal to going to cause any mayhem. And then are we emboldening people to now use crude means to violate laws of other countries that we have diplomatic engagement with, damaging the diplomatic ties that we have with each other? No. So for me, this is a very technical issue. It's a technical diplomatic area that requires serious tact. And we need to be looking at the economic benefits. We need to look at this, how long we have been together and the relationship of Ghana and South Africa historically. And you realize that we are very good countries together. If you compare head-to-head economic investment in each other's countries, Ghana is a host of a lot of investments that are here. I don't want to mention names. You get the point. For us, South Africa. So the number of people that are talking about the economic impact they will have in your country, that they say they'll be sending money, how much remittances, I can tell you, let's check. The amount of remittances that come from South Africa has nothing. It doesn't inject anything so much in our economy. If we compare that to the repatriation of funds in terms of interest, profit that they declare back to their countries, those big multinationals, back to their countries, huge, monumental. It has a certain effect in their net, resources in their country.
Right.
So we haven't failed at diplomacy. We haven't even done completely for the diplomacy. But I'm thinking that, I'm suspecting, knowing Okudota Blakwa, yes, he's a skillful diplomat. He has some level of experience, but I can see that he's trying to blend politics into this approach.
Let me just announce to you. Let me just announce to you some of the approaches government is going to give out when they bring these people in. So they have the welcome home financial package. They have transportation assistance to their various destinations across Ghana. They also have reintegration allowance, free psychosocial support, and then the last one is entry into a special database for jobs and setup opportunities. So these are 5 reliefs or supports they want to give to the people, the 300 persons who are coming out.
This is sad.
Why is it sad? You are coming.
The point of the matter is this. I've just told you, jobs where? So the issue of getting them jobs and other things, being a database and all of that. Do you have a database of people who don't have jobs in this country? Do you? That is preferential treatment. It shows we have a lack of focus in dealing with issues in this country. Number 2, you are talking about giving them a welcome home. I don't have a problem. At least when people come, you need to give them something they can survive at least for the next 1 week or 2 weeks while they go back to their respective families. That is not a problem. But the issue of giving them, there's another one, there's the third one.
Yeah, the third one, reintegration allowance.
Good. The reintegration allowance is for me the headache. Reintegration allowance. And I'm asking, you want to reintegrate them, how much are you going to be giving them those allowance? How much? Each person comes from a family. If the family cannot help reintegrate, forget it. Look, I worked with Ritenese Diaspora Integrated Development Organization some time ago, and we were dealing with the Libya Ritenese, right? Most of them, we understood that this was an issue of war, right? This is an issue of war. And so people were displaced and they needed to come back home. When government brought them, all they did was to give them the needed support, and that was it. Just there, and you go home and integrate. You come from a community. The country is dealing with a lot of issues. Already you are getting the public praise because you are evacuating them, you are going to pay for their flight ticket. That is enough. But if you get into these slippery areas, then you are doing what we call a populist diplomacy, populist foreign or international relations, and that is injurious to this country's progress. We cannot play politics with our diplomatic engagement. We haven't lost at diplomacy. No, I don't think so. Because if you do the head-to-head analysis, I told you before, South Africa stands to lose a lot if we were to retaliate in any way. Even if we were to impose taxes, increase some taxes against their tariffs, against their goods or their services here, I'm telling you, they'll be out of business. And it will have an impact back home. They stand to lose. Have we explored all those means to make sure that the Ghanaian that is in South Africa legally is there? I was in that country last year. And last year when I was there, I met a lot of Ghanaians that were validly there. As a matter of fact, I have a brother who is there. He's been there for the past 20 years. He is he's a citizen there now. He teaches there. He's been there. Such a person, you bundle all of them and bring them here and say what? When he is there, he is not a headache to the government. When he is there, he's independent. The government should have been looking at diplomacy. How can we stem this issue? How can we get it? And if you become critical, you flex your muscle. That is how diplomats engage. You haven't done that, and you have so much tucked your tail behind and between your legs, and you are running to say, come home, come home, come home, come home. When already your house is choked, when there are no jobs in your country, when it is difficult to even feed your people in your country. Is that the kind of things you want to do as a country? No.
Do we see this action of evacuation emboldening the attacks in South Africa against Ghanaian immigrants there?
Of course, we have people in South Africa who do not understand, for want of a better word, anything. They don't know anything. They don't even understand the role of Africa, the entirety of Africa in supporting them come out of the doldrums that they found themselves. They don't know. They don't understand the impact of a country like Ghana in terms of the support. They don't know. And for that matter, when they get up and your country, maybe your government is ineffective and not dealing with job creation issues, you put your eyes. Can you imagine if Ghana were to get up and say the Chinese should leave? We say the South Africans should leave, the Nigerians should leave. You've forgotten they are stimulating the economy. You've forgotten they are injecting some energy in the economy. They are bringing new skill into the economy. Plaiting of hair, I'm telling you, you say we should leave. Somebody is a barber. Meanwhile, some of you cannot barber. Do you get my point? You can't, you don't have the skill. Even if you have it, you think it's so menial that you think you are too big to be able to occupy that. Somebody is filling that gap. That is critical for the economy. So the point is that this is emboldening them, but I'm happy that the leadership, and if you look at, you see, the narrative of the president, even the opposition like Julius Malema and co, almost every political figure is making the point that we don't support it, they don't support it. And the crackdown is on illegal immigrants. And if it is illegal, I'm saying that we are not going to use taxpayers' money to support somebody who is going to cause a crime.
So meaning that from your perspective, the 300 persons, the first batch of 300 persons to be evacuated could have more illegal immigrants than legal migrants, right?
If they don't have any illegal issues, trust me, they don't have a problem. They don't have a problem because the problem, the crackdown, is on illegal immigrants. This is what President Cyril Ramaphosa said. This is what most of the people on the streets are saying. They say, go back to your country. And when they check some of their papers, it's not true. And I know somebody who lives in South Africa. He goes to Swaziland. When it's 3 months, he crosses to Swaziland, go and stamp his passport and come in again. Then he's able to stay for another 3 months. They do that. That's illegal. That's illegal. So for things like that, you cannot be dependent on their economy, enjoying their lights and all of the things that the economy produces, and they're even making some money out of it. That they can say that you should go. I agree. When that happens, we can help you come home. And when we help you come home, please, we can get you some money to get to your hometown. You have a family, and then you start life all over.
But the reintegration allowance is what you are.
If not, Gerard, tomorrow you and I will also cross to Togo. And then we'll cry there and say they are chasing us. Please come and bring us home. And then you come and integrate us. Do you get the point? And I also think that this is now wearing my political cap a bit, but I'm asking myself, how much is the money they are talking about? So that you talk about it, maybe you end up giving the people 300 cedis, and then you said monthly allowance, or reintegration allowance. Then we will go to see that by the time you have left government in 2028, thousands and millions, if not millions of cedis is gone into such an effort. So for me, the government is just trying to do something popular. This government is not popular. in a very short time. And so this is something they are just thinking, gosh, let's see if we can use that.
Why do you make the assertion that the government hasn't been popular in the past few months?
The government is not popular. The government is not popular. The jobs are not coming. The 133 jobs are not coming. It is still the same rhetoric. It's talking, and nothing else. And the only way to douse it is to arrest people, even when they don't say anything. If you say Dumso is back, they arrest you. If you cough, now I'm talking to you. If I have to say the president. If I mention his full name, they'll be arrested tomorrow, because now we live in a king's palace. We don't have a democracy again under this government, and that is terrible. So the only way they can save themselves, the only way they can try to get some face, is to say, oh, they are bringing this one Musika and all of that. Please, we haven't failed at diplomacy. No, if we have failed at diplomacy, then Kujoto needs to resign, because we can do a lot. I know diplomatic, engagement tactics that we can use, and I'm saying that go after their economics installations in this country. Go after it, and they will coil back. They will be the ones protecting our people there. Donald Trump has taught every country how to protect their interests. What is this our government doing? Tag his tail and run away, and allow South Africans in this country to continue to enjoy, to build businesses, to take away from us. You think Ibrahim Mahama cannot set up telecommunication industries here? You think Japan cannot do it? You think the state can't do it? You think the banks, I don't want to mention their names, some of them are in Bolga there, South African base, you think we can't have that? Indum can do it then. But we've allowed them to be here, profiteering from us and repatriating all that money back to South Africa.
Right.
And then some 300 people are just in your country, also there, maybe illegally. And you cannot have a decent way for us to discuss.
Andrew.
Crack the whip. And Nigeria will crack the whip. And Zimbabwe will crack the whip. And let's see whether South Africa can stand again.
Andrew, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
I'm grateful.
Great. So that was Andrew Ataiwine making a comment on the issue around evacuating some 300 Ghanaians from South Africa. And the integration, the evacuation plan, and also government's intent to offer home financial package, welcome home financial package to these 300 persons, transportation assistance to their various destinations across Ghana, reintegration allowance, free psychosocial support, and also entry into special database for jobs and startup opportunities. Making comments there. But we also have joining us Abdallah Jonathan Salifu. He is the regional communications officer for the NDC, to also speak on the same subject. Abdallah, thanks so much for joining us this morning on such a short notice.
Yeah, good morning.
Great. So the foreign ministry has made announcement of evacuating some 300 Ghanaians from South Africa, and also outlined strategies to help them reintegrate into the Ghanaian society. What do you make of this decision from the foreign ministry before we go on to other issues?
Thank you very much, Gerard. Let me say good morning to all our listeners. I think it is one best decision that has been taken by governments, more especially the Foreign Affairs Ministry led by the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. I think it's one of the best decisions I see. The South Africans have been misbehaving all these years in their country, and I think other African countries, if not for the sake of humanity, they have also given them the same dose of their medicine for them to it looks like. When you come to Ghana, I think South Africa have had so many businesses running than even other African countries. You agree with me?
Yeah.
When you go to the mining area like this, Anglo Gold is being run by South Africans. You have some of them acting as subcontractors in many of the mining areas. You also have MTN, which is being owned by the president of South Africa. In fact, he is the majority shareholder. So you can imagine the amount of money they make from Ghana. And South Africans are also here working. I understand Ghanaians living in South Africa about 20,000. I haven't taken my time to check to find out how many South Africans are living in Ghana. But if it is the case that they have to come home, they don't want our people to work there anymore, some of them are doing their private business. If they think that there is no space for them and no other person should live in South Africa except them, then we have to do same in Ghana. We have to also get them repatriated back to their own country. Why? All the 20,000 people, if we bring them and distribute them to the mining companies that are being controlled by the South Africa, after all, our people also get jobs. Don't get jobs.
Right.
So I think government should be looking at how we can also
retaliatory.
I mean, that is it. I don't.
But you know, retaliatory approach, stem retaliatory approach.
You see, we have all contributed in making South Africa what they are today.
Agreed.
During their fight for apartheid, we saw what we all did. Every country contributed largely. But today, they feel that nobody should work in South Africa and it should be there alone. So if they will not learn, sometimes you have to teach them the hard way for them to understand where they came from and how they need to go forward. So I think that government should, I know President Mahama is a soft-hearted type. You know, in times like this, we remember or we think of presidents who would have given them an immediate retaliation. You know, without thinking twice. But unfortunately, I doubt whether President Mahama will accept some of these suggestions. But I think that the South Africans have been behaving too much, and somebody needs to tell them that they are misbehaving.
Right.
But for the meantime, I agree with government plan to get all those who want to come back to Ghana, come back safely, and then we'll find a way of integrating them with their families and communities so that at least they can live well. I'm happy government says that they are looking at a welcome home financial package.
So they have a welcome home financial package. They are also going to assist them to their various destinations. They are also going to offer reintegration allowance, free psychosocial support, and also entry into a special database for jobs and startup opportunities.
I think that is fantastic.
So now a lot of questions around the reintegration allowances, and a lot of people are asking, if we are a burdened country, why then do we have to dole out this money? Because we are giving them a welcome package, financial package. We are also looking at paying transportation for them to get back to their various destinations. We are attempting to reintegrate them by giving them some allowances. And the argument is that if you are legally staying in South Africa, then you don't have an issue, because the argument from the South Africans is that we are not on the legal residents but the illegal residents. That means that for those who want to come, they are largely illegal. Why do we need to spend money on them?
Yeah, so what do you do? If your own brother is repatriated back to your own country, and don't forget Ghana is for all of us. If we want to turn a blind eye to them, then we are equally treating them like the South Africans.
But bringing them home is it not enough to bring them home? Do you need to make further investment in them?
In Ghana who are also suffering. I agree that we have some of our brothers in Ghana who are unemployed and would have wished to also be part of this financial packages and all that.
Exactly.
I agree. You see, these are people who are returning. For all we know, some of them don't even have places to stay. You know, they were there with their wives, and they might not get to return with their cooking pot and frying pans. They have to now come and settle. So these allowances will not be paid to them throughout. I believe it is going to happen for a short period. And when they are properly reintegrated, government will stop giving them the allowances. Yes, we are burdened. I agree with you. Government, we need money. We need money to deal with other developmental issues and all that. But if we want to think along that line, then it means that we are also going to see these returnees as South Africans. Okay, we are going to treat them like the way the South Africans were treating them or are treating them. But I think government extending a friendship hand with all these packages, to me, makes a lot of sense. And I applaud the president and the foreign minister for taking this bold step. That is not to say that they should all be treated like our friend, is it Mr. Owusu, and the one that president, as a president, businessman Ibrahim Mahama.
Yes, gave some 200,000 cedis. Yes.
And said he was going to set him up.
Yes.
I think it's called Mr. Owusu.
Yes.
I'm not in any way saying that they should all be treated in that manner. That was just one out of the many. He has been lucky. Look, Ghana, we can create a lot of jobs for ourselves.
Right.
That is why I agree currently with the IEA when they said all the mining companies should now be taken over by Ghanaians. Yes, I think so. Look, you look at Upper East. With the operation of Cardinal Nandini, in the evening and in the morning, just take a stroll from, let me say, MTN office to Togo, and beyond to Pusinamogo to Palco. See the number of young men and young women who are always lined up on the road, by the road, waiting for the vehicle to come and carry them to the mining site. A lot of jobs have been offered. I am told that mining company, as we speak today, has employed over 1,800 people. If you put together all the other subcontractors, the staff, and the workforce of these people, we are talking of almost 2,000 people. That's notwithstanding, it is providing jobs. So if the South Africans are here and they are occupying sensitive positions, especially managerial positions, and these are people who are paying between $10,000 to $15,000 every month, and they cannot learn and will not appreciate that they are working in Ghana and nobody is worrying them, and they think that they can allow their brothers and sisters back home unless our people. Look at what they did to those women on the streets of South Africa. I wish that video is not true. I don't know whether if you saw it.
I have not.
But that was inhuman. And I think that, look, like I said, if there were to be some of us, would have given them an equal treatment. Because for human beings, sometimes that's the way they have to be treated for them to learn sense.
Right.
Like the Ghanaian man will say. I think that the packages are good.
Right.
We should be looking at how we can get them jobs. I'm happy government says they would have a database built for them.
But Abdallah, don't you think that would be of an issue? Because if there is going to be a special database for returnees, and then they just return and get jobs, wouldn't it make your work difficult?
No, don't forget that some of them might have some special training that requires, we can easily get them jobs.
Right.
So I know of a company that was in Accra. Started not quite long. One of these gold refining companies. Now, we have two in Ghana. They wanted a smelter. A smelter is somebody who supervises the smelting of the gold. I was privileged to have gotten the information. I thought I could find one in Bolga or in the Upper East. At least the little search I did, we couldn't get anybody. I don't know how they got anybody to fill that position. But assuming any of these returnees is trained in this area, there's nothing wrong if the person is employed.
Right.
It's better getting the person a job than bringing a foreign expatriate. You understand?
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
So I think that getting their database will help. A lot of construction is going on, is that not it? Across the country. A lot, roads, buildings, and everything is going on. So assuming some of them are professional civil engineers, some of them are carpenters, some of them are, can join the construction firms. I tell you that the road ministry will not hesitate to link them up to some of these big contractors, to get jobs there, rather than bringing foreign expatriates to do the job.
Right.
So it is good that they get a database. From there, the government will be advised as to what jobs to offer them. But of course, we know the unemployment situation in Ghana is there. So there are people who have been living here and have also been expecting to be employed. So if they return all of the sudden and they are given the necessary attention, and those who are living here are left out, obviously it becomes an issue. But let's understand, the situation they find themselves is not a normal one. And therefore, if there is a need for government to assist, let's do it with it.
Abdallah, we appreciate you for speaking to us this morning. And we wish great. So that was Abdallah Salifo. He is the regional communications officer for the NDC, speaking to us there, in line with government's intention to evacuate some 300 Ghanaians who are in the crossroad of the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Well, for him, he appreciates government's bold decision to evacuate these residents. He sees, he appreciates government's plan to get these 300 plus persons, because this is just for the first batch who are going to be evacuated. So he appreciates government's strategy of getting them reintegrated into the society and the allowances that would come with it. But he believes that it may not be an allowance that would last for long. This is how we end the conversation here this morning. But before we leave, today is the 20th of May. We want to celebrate the birthday of these persons who are members of the Union of Mayborns. We have Mayborn Bayo Felicia. She works with the St. John Bosco's College of Education in Navrongo. We have Mayborn Gifty Adangabe. She's a teacher at Sumbungu. We have Mayborn Gifty Akapali. She works at Rain Inn Supermarket here in Bogatanga. Mayborn Angela Hamidu, who is a supply officer, big boss. Mayborn Ethel Nsoma Akapala. She's also here in Bogatanga, and also Mayborn Erica Balinia Ada. She is at the War Memorial Hospital in Navrongo. Want to wish you happy birthday and pray that you are strengthened for the rest of the years ahead of you, that the rest of the years ahead of you will be pleasant, filled with smile and joy. And that is how we say good morning to all our lovely listeners who followed us from 6 a.m. even till now. We appreciate your time. We wish you the best in today's today as you are at work, or even if you whatever that you are doing. Enjoy the rest of the day. Be blessed. Content for today has been put together by Moses Abapia with some support from Samuel Kantomse Adagon. Technical support from Kofi Ametepe and Emmanuel Abwaji. Visual support from Joseph Yaro. My name is Gerard Asagi. Up next is Work and Happiness. Stay tuned. Happiness. Stay tuned.